or you can go to wherever, to your toilet. Hi guys, what's up? This is Mac from the Wi-Fi Ninjas, and today I wanted to discuss all the mics that I have reviewed in the series. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different microphones reviewed in detail, but I have tested around, I don't know, like 10 or 11 mics just last year 2020. And I just wanted to recap on the mic's pros and cons and wrap it up with a personal Wi-Fi Ninja's choice of a mic, and just spend like 1 minute discussing why we have decided to go for that mic. So first of all, let's quickly discuss what we are doing here and what is this audio-video series focused on. So we are doing podcasts and videos and training, teaching, conferences. So we are after a mic that is good for that application, for a vocal side of things. So first of all, we need to have a mic that sounds very good, all right? The second requirement is to be able to position this mic outside of the camera view. So we could position them farther away from our mouth so they can give us more wiggle room, okay? For teaching, scribbling on an iPad, typing on a keyboard without getting a background noise or sounding weird, or without obstructing a view of my keyboard, trackpad, mouse, or whatever. I want to feel some freedom in front of my computer. So when I look at different sides of the screen, it doesn't change the way I sound. When I move, slightly to the back, it doesn't massively change the way I sound. When I move slightly forward, it doesn't change the way I sound. If I was using my old mics that I was eating up all the time with up to 3 inches away from my mouth, you are pretty much in the same position all the time. You cannot change the position of your head. You cannot use your hands to help you talking. You just have to sit there in front of the mic all day, okay? And that's no fun. It's fine for 5 minutes, but it's not fun for, 8 hours. So let's recap what we have recorded. For all these microphones, we have a several minutes video, and you can go back in the series and watch all these videos where we are testing how this microphone sounds at different distances, at different positioning. In a previous video, we have discussed the positioning of these microphones in more details. Why do you position some mics in a certain way? Which mics are more prone to issues with room acoustics? How does distance affect acoustics? Yeah, so go back to these videos and you will see quite a lot of insight there. But here, I just wanted to go through a quick summary of each microphone tested. So first of all, this is how all these microphones sound. I don't place them in any particular order other than alphabetic order. So let's start with the Aston Stealth, then move through the Rode Broadcaster, Nt1, Nt2000, NTG8, Pod Mic, and finish with Shure SM7B. I have all the audio processing turned on, and I'm on a V1. I think this mode sounds best with my voice. This is the perfect environment for the microphone. I have acoustically treated room, which won't matter too much if you are eating up the mic, by the way. It's nice and warm and colorful. It's just a good, nice vocal sound. This is a Rode Nt2000 microphone connected to Rodecaster Pro interface with all audio processing turned on, and this is how it sounds. You don't see it, and that is exactly the point of a shotgun mic, so it sits outside of the camera view. Shotgun mics are very popular in like a Hollywood movie filming environments, and it still delivers, right? I don't feel like most people would need more expensive dynamic microphone than this. This is absolutely smashing, for me at least. So this is probably how I would use that mic. I'm not sure if it sounds as well-rounded and rich. Alrighty, so that's how these microphones sound in their environment. positioned how they should be positioned pretty much. Some of them closer to the mouth, some of them farther away. But this is a typical application for all these microphones in a very decently treated studio, my room, with 120 foamy panels, with bass straps, with sound diffusing panels, 2 on top of my head, 1 behind me, thick carpets, curtains on both the doors and the window, and tons of furniture around, thick blankets and stuff. So the acoustics in that room is very decent. Now let's quickly discuss each microphone that we have tested, starting with Aston Stealth. So Aston Stealth is a dynamic mic that has built-in inline preamp, which is a good thing and a very original thing to do. But I think it's too big to be practical, too heavy to be practical, and also it doesn't sound as good as some mics from Rode or Shure. So I probably wouldn't be looking at Aston Stealth to be my daily driver for podcasting application. Then we have a Rode Broadcaster. Rode Broadcaster is a condenser mic. It's an end address mic where you talk to the top of the microphone. It's a broadcasting quality, radio quality microphone that sounds absolutely smashing, but for me, it's too deep. And it can be quite tiring for our listeners, especially if you record your voice not locally over the internet. So when Matt records our video and my voice is compressed by Skype, you will hear that in a non-pleasant way. So it will be too deep and tiring to listen to. Broadcaster is an amazing mic. It's small. It's quite expensive, around £350, £300-ish. It has class-leading resilience to picking up background noise, but you need to eat that up. All right, so that's a Broadcaster. I probably wouldn't use that anymore for podcasting. Great mic, just not for me. Then there is Rode Nt1 Microphone. And Rode Nt1 Microphone is amazing, okay? And it's cheap-ish, so it's £200 around that, but it packs the pop filter, and it packs the shock mount in a package, and the microphone itself is very similar to Nt2000. It just doesn't have the high-pass filter built in. So it's more prone to picking up background noise than, let's say, the Nt2000, but it's also half the price. So if you're sitting in a fairly not too noisy environment, then Nt1 might be more than enough. And it's also very competitively priced. It looks good. I like this microphone a lot. Nt1 is amazing for your vocals, for your instruments, for pretty much all the applications. It's a good, solid, all-rounder condenser mic that doesn't cost that much. It's not like £200. It's not a lot of money. It is, but all things considered, it's cheaper than the rest, most of the microphones in this comparison. Then there is Rode Nt2000 microphone. And Nt2000, this is the mic that we are both using now. Both me and Matt at Wi-Fi Ninjas, we are using Rode Nt2000 mics. And after spending tons of time with every microphone tested, we like these mics the best because A, they sound good, okay? B, they don't pick up background noise pretty much at all. You would really need to be very loud for this mic to pick up background noise, like a massive truck with an open window. Maybe you would be able to hear that. It's way better than expected in this regard. You wouldn't expect that from a typical condenser studio microphone, and this is just great. Additionally, this is one of the very few mics, Nt2000 from Rode, that we can position outside of the camera view and that it still sounds, I think, fantastic, right? What do you think about the quality of this recording? Is it good? That's Nt2000 without being in a way. So I absolutely love that. I know that we've spent like 20 minutes talking about the positioning of the mic, but look at that. Nt2000 is a side address microphone that is around, like, I don't know, £350. It's not cheap, okay? It's quite expensive, all things considered. But I can be very flexible with positioning of this mic, and that's how I have it positioned. See? It sits horizontally, just under the camera view, around 6 inches away from my mouth, so it's fairly close to my mouth. and it's not in the way. So I absolutely love that positioning of this mic. You cannot do that with end address mics where you have to talk to the top of the microphone. So for me personally, this is the winner. Expensive? Yes. Amazing? Yes. Then there is Rode NTG8 shotgun mic. It is the only microphone that you would be able to position like even 1 or 2 meters away from you. That still sounds very good. But as discussed in the previous video, if you increase the distance between you and the microphone, you also increase the negative effect of a lack of the room acoustic treatment. It sounded complicated. Well, long distance from the microphone, if you have a room that is not acoustically treated, it will be crap. And it's no different with very expensive NTG8 that is like £800 worth of a microphone. Without acoustic treatment, it sounded very, very bad and is very, very expensive. So I would only recommend NTG8 in a studio environment where acoustics of your space is top. When it's amazing, then NTG8 will be amazing. Okay, I was really tempted to keep it after I've done the acoustic treatment of my space here. I think it sounded very good. Most of my videos where you don't see me talking to a broadcaster, like a big mic in front of me, where I have a microphone outside of the camera view before I bought NT2000, it was all recorded on NTG8. And I really think that it's a massively good mic in the right environment and for the right application. So if you have several people for your interview in your studio physically, and you don't want to give everyone like a very expensive microphone, you want to record everyone with just one mic, then NTG8 or like a shotgun quality mic can be the answer, because you can move 1 meter to the left or 1 meter to the right for as long as the mic points at you, kind of, then you are good. Okay, it won't make massive difference. If you want to have more wiggle room, you just position this microphone farther away. When you position the microphone farther away from you, even a shotgun, you will have to increase the gain. If you increase the gain, then a background noise pickup will also increase. So you'll have to be careful with that. Other than that, it's an amazing microphone, but very expensive. So I don't see a need for this, because I feel that NT2000 also sits outside of the camera view for podcasting interface, application. And it sounds better while being cheaper, and I can just have one microphone instead of 2 microphones like I had before. So I had NTG8 for video recordings, not as good quality as a broadcaster, but good enough for the short videos like this one. And I had a broadcaster for podcasts for like something more demanding, where I had to make absolutely sure that nothing comes through when it comes to the background noise. And yeah, now I just have one mic, and I like simplifying my life when it comes to the equipment I have. So I only have stuff that I think is necessary for me to do my workflows. Next microphone on the list is Rode PodMic, and PodMic is surprisingly good for its price. So I think I picked that up for like £98 or £99 or something like that. It's not too much for an XLR microphone that is a good quality built microphone. It's a really very solidly built mic and a very beautiful design. It's small. It sounds absolutely amazing. Even when you compare that to way more expensive Shure SM7B or Aston Stealth, both dynamic mics, I think that PodMic still sounds very well. Not as good as Shure, I think, but you would be hard-pressed telling the difference if you didn't know which recording was recorded on which microphone, which is, I didn't see that coming. But on the other side, it's extremely gain-hungry. So PodMic, even though Rode advertises it, so it's a great podcasting mic, especially when used with Rode Rodecaster Pro interface. Yeah, that works with Rodecaster Pro interface, but still your gain is like close to 40%, and you still have to be very close to that microphone. If you want to be like 5-6 inches away, then you are looking at gain of like 50+%, which introduces noise, and I don't think it's as pleasant at that point, so you have to eat this thing up. Or if you want to resolve the gain issue, you need to use it with a preamp, inline preamp, that is also quite an expensive device if you want to have a good quality one. I've tested it with Dynamite that Alan has lent me for my testing, so thank you very much, Alan. But it's almost like £100 worth of a preamp. So if I had to buy both pod mic and a preamp, I would probably buy a different microphone for £200. So I think I would prefer even to have like an Nt1, or I don't know. It's just not as good anymore when you consider need to have an inline preamp. And also Rode PodMic is an end address microphone, so you have to be talking to the top of it, which makes it, for me, difficult to position, so it's not in my way. Now, lastly, let's discuss Shure SM7B. SM7B is a massively legendary microphone that is appreciated throughout podcasters, and not only podcasters, around the world. It's one of the most popular vocal microphones out there. It's a dynamic mic, it's an expensive mic-ish, it's like 350-ish pounds, so similar price to Rode NT2000, similar price to Rode Broadcaster. Very nice design. It's top build quality. It's still top. It's the end address microphone, so you have to be talking to the top of it. It's nice, all right? And it sounds absolutely smashingly well, but I don't think it's as good as everyone says, okay? It's amazing, all right, for the dynamic microphone. I don't dislike it. I like it a lot. It's nice, quite like a flat sound. It has a flat sound to it, so even when it's compressed over the internet, it doesn't sound too bad. It's not too noisy. It doesn't introduce too much noise on its own. It's great at not picking up background noise. It works very well without inline preamp when connected to a strong interface like my Rodecaster Pro. Still, it's better with preamp. So if you want to position it like 5-6 inches away, then you really need to use that preamp to avoid having a very noisy microphone. So you're looking at SM7B for 350 plus a preamp for probably 100. So 450, it puts it above all the microphones except of NTG8 when it comes to the price. And I still don't think the end effect and result is as good as NT2000. But it's just me. You might like the SM7B better, how it sounds. I really like this microphone. I just wouldn't buy it for myself, as it's not only expensive, but also difficult for me to position, and I don't like how my voice sounds in this mic. So there you go. You can have a quick listen to the short sentences from all the microphones included in this comparison and make up your mind based on that. So there we go again. I have all the audio processing turned on and I'm on a V1. I think this mode sounds best with my voice. This is the perfect environment for the microphone. I have acoustically treated room, which won't matter too much if you're eating up the mic, by the way. It's nice and warm and colorful. It's just a good, nice vocal sound. This is a Rode NT2000 microphone connected to Rodecaster Pro interface with all audio processing turned on, and this is how it sounds. You don't see it, and that is exactly the point of a shotgun mic, so it sits outside of the camera view. Shotgun mics are very popular in like a Hollywood movie filming environments, and it still delivers, right? I don't feel like most people would need more expensive dynamic microphone than this. This is absolutely smashing, for me at least. So this is probably how I would use that mic. I'm not sure if it sounds as well-rounded and rich. All right. I hope you enjoyed this comparison. Shout if you have any more questions. Always happy to help. Thank you very much for watching this video, and I will see you in the next one.